punishment for those students from upstate New York who were reported verbally abusing and taunting a 68-year-old bus monitor. WROC-TV reporter Mark Rubis says they'll be suspended from school and from using regular bus transportation for a year. They'll also be transferred to an alternative education program.
The biggest component of the punishment is the 1-year suspension. You're taking these youngsters, their middle school age, away from their friends, away from their normal surroundings, and putting them in a re-engagement center, which is a non-school facility for essentially the balance of the school year. It allows them to stay on track with their graduation, but for all intents and purposes, don't take away from the normal environment.
Donations to the bus monitor running their hundreds of thousands of dollars. Congratulations, it's a bouncing baby rhino. Rare Sumatra rhino. Sanctuary in Indonesia, the first born in an Asian facility in 124 years. Rhinos are threatened by the loss of habitat and by poaching fewer than 200 live in Indonesia and Malaysia. Sam Litzing, CBS News.
News, traffic, weather, 24/7. All News 740 at FM 106.9 KCBS.
It's 2:05 at KCBS. Lots of sunshine around the bay and inland today, although there are a few clouds lingering along the coast. Good afternoon to you. I'm Susan Kennedy, and here's what's happening. City College of San Francisco is reportedly in danger of being placed on suspension by the Accrediting Commission. KCBS reports is due to a number of problems facing the community college that the commission says are not being properly dealt with.
A report obtained by the Chronicle that's due to be released next week finds that the school routinely spends more than it brings in, has too few administrators on staff, and has let unfunded retirement obligations balloon. John Rizzo is the president of City College's Board of Trustees and says he's not surprised by the assessment given the economic climate involving higher education in California these days.
We've had shortfall of funds year to year. It's gotten to a point where it's sustainable.
The report found that City College spends about 92% of its operating budget on salaries and benefits, compared to 83% spent by the East Base Peralta District. Rizzo says that might be due to its sheer size.
City College serves 90,000 students. It's bigger than the school district. It's one of the largest employers.
Still, he acknowledges that they need to do a better job at keeping track of funds.
We brought in a state team called SIGMAT that will help us analyze our operations and see where we can trim down.
Rizzo says this is a wake-up call, but does not believe that City College will lose its accreditation. A public hearing involving college trustees is scheduled for July 10th. In San Francisco, Mark Seelig, KCBS.
Closing arguments are expected Monday in the pre-speeding trial in San Jose. KCBS's Mike Colvin reports the jury heard some very emotional testimony yesterday.
A very emotional Lynch told the jury that he wasn't going to insult them and admitted that he punched Father Gerald Linder a couple of times. Lynch then described in horrific detail how the priest sodomized him and forced him to have oral sex with his younger brother who was 4. It was also an emotional day for many in the courtroom, including Christina Smith, who was on the same campus when the alleged molestation occurred 35 years ago.
Especially for those of us who were there on those camp-out weekends, we feel a great sense of guilt and responsibility to have been unable to protect Will and the other children in our group who were abused by Father Jerry, and that's one of the reasons we're supporting him here today.
Defense attorney Pat Harris said he expects the jury will get the case sometime on Monday.
We'll do a closing that basically we're going to stand up in front of the jury and say what I said in opening. One party told you the truth. Instead of opening, the other party won't tell you the truth. It turns out the other party won't tell you anything at all.
Harris alluding there to Father Linder taking the fifth after he testified that he didn't molest Lynch or his younger brother after the prosecutor told the jury that he did. At the courthouse in San Jose, Mike Colgan, KCBS.
California is sending 2 firefighting airplanes to help combat destructive wildfires in Colorado. Governor Brown has directed the California National Guard to send 2 C-130J airplanes along with about 30 crew members. Those planes are equipped with special systems that can drop up to 3,000 gallons of water or retardant in one pass. The federal government is expected to reimburse costs. Just ahead on KCBS.
I'm Anna Duckworth in Concord, where a driver crashes into an ice cream store, injuring an employee inside.
2:08 now, KCBS. First for traffic, it's been a busy afternoon around the Bay Area, especially in the East Bay. Let's check in Al Grindry.
Knowledge both of body and mind. To read his argument today is to enter once again the pathology of white superiority that attended the birth of our nation. So forceful did he state the case, and so great was his standing among the slave-holding class, that after his death, the black abolitionist David Walton proclaimed,
Starting at the Palace of Fine Arts, continuing to the tolls and then out to mid-span. Southbound also slow. Vallejo, westbound 37. That's very heavy between Railroad and 121. While back
back to the Bay Bridge for a second. Got a stall right at the center anchorage, blocking the right-hand lane on the lower deck. And that's from Casey at the KCBS phone force. Also, Christina at the phone force called in. Corte Madera, South 101 before Lucky Drive. We got for a chair. It's in the second lane from the left. First for traffic all day and all night. Your next update, 2:18 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
Well, otherwise, we're doing pretty nice. We've got lots of sunshine around the bay and inland. Clouds lingering along the coast, though, today with highs there in the 60s, mid-60s to mid-70s around the bay, and upper 70s to mid-80s for the inland areas. Cloudy tonight along the coast and by the bay with overnight drizzle, and clear skies for the inland areas. Tonight's lows will be in the 50s. And tomorrow should be pretty much the same as today. Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on all news 740 and FM 106.9 KCBS.
We're here at the Bevmo 5-cent wine sale, asking customers what they're buying at the world's best wine sale.
I picked out some great wines, including 2 bottles of Firestone and 2 bottles of Coke.